culture is central concept of anthropology. Culture is distinctive feature. Culture is a distinctive feature of human. Animal, monkey, apes, etc. They are primate members, but they do not have culture. Culture is distinctive feature of man. Culture is about human. So, it is very important first to understand what culture is. In layman language, in common parlance, by culture we mean something refined, beautiful, interesting, desirable. But in anthropology, culture implies something different. Several anthropologists perceive culture from diverse anthropologists have perceived culture from different perspective. From behavioristic point of view, and behavioristic point of view is subscribed by A. B. Tyler, Malinowski and others. For these leading anthropologists, culture is learned behavior. Tyler, who first defined culture, first given the concept of culture, first propounded his concept of culture in his book Primitive Culture, emphasized on the fact that culture is not inherited, it is learned. So, Tyler's and Malinowski approach of culture is technological concept of culture, behavioristic perspective of culture. Other anthropologists such as Leslie White emphasized on technological perspective of culture. No, culture is not behavior, culture is technology. Culture helps human to adapt in the environment. It is through the tools, technology, man adapt culture. Culture helps man, and it is cultural tool that help man to adapt. Other anthropologists, especially cognitive anthropologists, regard culture as a system of knowledge, system of ideas. For cognitive anthropologists, culture is a system of ideas. It is through knowledge, it is through idea we perceive the world, and accordingly as we perceive the world we behave. So, how we perceive depends upon our system of knowledge in our mind. For example, a raining is occurring and the happening of raining is perceived different by tribals and modern man. A tribal perceive raining, that raining is caused by their spirits. It is Bonga among Ho tribe of Jharkhand. They believe that Bonga has caused the raining, but modern people perceive raining as a result of monsoon effect. So, they give scientific explanation of meaning. So, for cognitive anthropologists, culture is a system of knowledge. Culture is knowledge, ideas by which we perceive the world. Other anthropologists, symbolic anthropologists, Clifford Geertz, Schneider, etc., perceive culture as a system of knowledge. When human go to temple, worship supernatural, bowing before supernatural, and the belief, behold, all are symbolic. This bowing shows that you are paying respect to supernatural. This bowing shows that you regard supernatural above yourself. Magicians do not acknowledge supernatural above themselves, but there is difference between magician and religious person. This difference is the difference of attitude. Magician hold the attitude that they can manipulate the supernatural through techniques, but religious person regard God as above himself and worship the supernatural. These all religious acts are symbolic. Finally, become that all these approaches are not contradictory, but they are complementary. All the various dimensions of culture help man to adapt to their environment, to their society. So, all these different dimensions of culture are valued. No dimension of culture can be said as right or wrong. These all are perspective, and perspective are not right and wrong. So, they are complementary. In some we say that culture includes all. Culture encompasses learned behavior, culture encompasses tools, culture includes knowledge, symbols, all things. Culture stands for all these things, and this is the reason culture is actually total way of life. Culture does not exist among the animals, culture is about human. So, culture is about how we live, how we eat, how we sing, all are different cultural phenomena. How we eat, how we clean our clothes, how we culture also include the finest thing, how we sing, how we dance, all aspects of culture include all elements such as painting, dancing, etc. all are cultural phenomena. So, culture is about total way of life. This is the reason a famous anthropologist Malavatsky is a father of social anthropology. Malavatsky said that culture is a social heritage of man. Culture includes both body of artifact and body of ideas, custom. So, culture is reality. Culture, Malavatsky says that culture is reality. As a human, we can't ignore culture. No human can ignore culture. So, culture is reality. Culture guides our social, economic, political, religious behavior. So, culture, concept of culture is very important in anthropology, and it is central concept, because culture regulates even biological aspect. Biological aspect depends upon how we eat, what we eat. These all influence our bodily composition. If we eat too much, we become obese, and if we eat too little, we will suffer from malnutrition. So, our biological life also depends upon culture. Our social life also regulated by culture, where we marry, not marry, all depends the culture. What culture you have? In Muslim, cross carrying marriage is allowed, parallel carrying marriage is allowed, but in Hindus of North India it is prohibited. So, where we marry, where we not marry, all depend upon culture we have. So, culture regulates all aspects of our life. It is reality of human. So, culture, component of caste, component of culture are vast and varied. Culture include all these dimensions. And then I like to give you informations that in the lockdown I have written 2 books, Social and Physical Anthropology for first paper and Indian Anthropology for second paper. The book is very relevant, especially I have written for UPSC purposes only, not from academic point of view. So, these books are Social and Physical Anthropology is relevant for first paper, and Indian Anthropology is relevant for second paper. The unique thing about this Indian Anthropology is that I have integrated reports of XAXA committee, especially in education, in socio-economic and health area of the titles. So, this is very valuable, though there are some mistakes. Since in the lockdown I have got this book printed from a local press, so there are some mistakes. in next session I will remove these all mistakes and make it more precise and correct, but as relevant for content is relevant, especially my class notes and these books are very complementary. I also like to give informations that I have started a batch just from 15th January offline and online, and from description is given below, and next batch either in the first week or in the second week as the number of students registered. Thanks. Description of the next batch or the other video would be given in the description below. Thanks.